Ladies and gentlemen, see, everybody in here want to level up, right? You want that glow up, that breakthrough, that new season folks be posting about on Instagram. You want the money, the peace, the body, the relationship, the purpose, the house, the vacation. And listen, that's all beautiful. Ain't no wrong with dreaming big. I want you to dream big. But let me drop a truth bomb on you. You can't have a new life with old habit. Let that marinate for a second. I'll say it again for the folks in the back. You can't have a new life with old habits. See, what most folks don't understand is that success, real success, is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about luck. It's about change. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect something different to happen. That's not faith. That's foolishness. Look, if you still going to bed late, still hitting snooze 6 times, still spending money you don't have, still hanging out with the same broke-minded people, still making excuses, still talking negative, but you out here praying for a millionaire lifestyle. Come on now, let's be real. That don't even make sense. Imagine trying to drive a brand new Bentley with a rusty old engine from a 92. That car ain't going nowhere. The outside might look cute, but under the hood, it's the same mess that's been holding you back for years. Now, I ain't judging you. I've been there. I was broke. I was lazy. I was mad at the world. I thought I had it bad and everybody else had it easy, but the truth was my habits were the problem, not my family, not my boss, not my past, me. And when I realized that, man, listen, that's when things started to change. Not overnight, not all at once, but I started checking myself. I got up earlier. I stopped hanging out with folks who weren't heading nowhere. I started speaking better to myself. I started treating my dreams like they matter. Because let me tell you something. Your habits are either helping you or hurting you. Every day, they taking you closer to the life you want or further away from it. You can't eat junk, skip workouts, and then cry at the scale. You can't avoid work, show up late, and expect a raise. You can't spend your time gossiping and complaining and then wonder why you feel empty. If you want a new life, a new chapter, a new result, a new you got to let the old stuff go. That includes the old routines, old mindsets, old reactions, old fears. And yes, even them old excuses you've been rehearsing for years. Let me ask you this. If you keep doing what you did yesterday, what's going to be different tomorrow? That's why you got to take inventory. Real talk. Look at your daily habits, how you wake up, how you talk, how you treat people, how you handle pressure, how you spend your time when nobody's watching. You want change? Start there. You fix the roots, the fruit will follow. So no more wishing and waiting. It's time to do. Change one habit, just one. Stick with it. Then add another. That's how new lives are built, one brick at a time. You got the vision. God already gave you the gift. Now give him the grind. Because once your habits change, baby, your whole life gonna change with it. Discipline is the shortcut you've been ignoring. Yeah, I said it. Everybody's looking for a hack, a trick, a life cheat code. What's the fastest way to success? What's the easiest way to make money? How can I get fit in 2 weeks? Y'all want results, but you don't want routine. You want the blessing, but not the boring. Let me explain something. Discipline ain't flashy. It don't get a lot of likes. It don't look cute on social media, but it's what builds every great life you see. Every person you admire, athlete, entrepreneur, leader, artist, they didn't just get lucky. They got disciplined. They said no when other people said yes. They showed up when nobody was watching. They did the boring stuff every single day, and that's what separated them. Now, let me ask you this. How many times have you said, I just don't feel like it today, and then you didn't do it, and then tomorrow, same excuse. Then next week, you back to square one talking about, I'll start fresh Monday. Man, listen, motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. Some days you wake up feeling like a beast. Other days, you don't even want to get out of bed. That's normal. That's life. But you know what don't change? Discipline. Discipline shows up even when you're tired. Even when you're mad, even when it's raining, snowing, or nobody else believes in you, discipline don't care how you feel, it just moves. You keep waiting on motivation like it's some magic fairy that's gonna come sprinkle success dust on your head. Nah, success don't knock, you gotta build the door. Then you gotta open it yourself. And guess who hands that doorknob belongs to? Yours. Let me tell you how discipline changed everything for me. I stopped waiting for the right moment. I made every moment the right one. I treated Tuesday like it was game day. I stopped saying, I'll try, and started saying, I will. I didn't always feel like grinding, but I did it anyway. And over time, guess what happened? Results, respect, rewards. That's what follows discipline. Not overnight, though. It's slow, painfully slow sometimes. But while everybody else is sleeping in, partying, wasting time, you building something. And one day when they ask how you do it, you can smile and say, I worked. Discipline is self-love in action. It's you saying, I believe in my future more than I believe in my comfort. And let me tell you, comfort is the enemy of progress. You can't grow sitting still. You can't elevate in easy mode. Start small. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Save $10 a week. Put the phone down and read. Work out for 20 minutes. Stay off social media after 9 p.m. Do that every day. Don't cheat. Don't excuse. Just do it. Before long, you're going to see it. Your body's stronger. Your mind's clearer. Your wallet's fatter. Your spirit's calmer. And people going to ask you what changed, and all you got to say is, I stopped waiting and I started showing up. Discipline is hard, yeah, but so is being broke. So is being stuck. So is wishing you had more time. Choose your hard. The shortcut you've been looking for, it's been in front of you the whole time. It's called discipline. Now go grab it and don't let go. Let me talk to you about one of the biggest game changers in your life. And it's something you probably overlook every single day. Your morning routine. Yeah, the way you start your day is the way you live your life. You can't start your day in chaos and expect peace. You can't start with laziness and expect productivity. That first hour when you wake up, that's your power hour. That's your time to take control before the world tries to control you. Now, some of y'all wake up like life is chasing you. Soon as the alarm hits, boom, you're scrolling your phone, reading negativity, checking drama, looking at who texted you. Then you're rushing to get dressed, spilling coffee, yelling at traffic, already mad at a day that ain't even had a chance to go right. You're already losing, and it's not even 9 a.m. Let me break it down for you. Champions don't start the day by reacting. They start by preparing. You ever notice how successful people got structure? They got peace. It's not because their life is easier. It's because they protect their morning. They use it to align their mind, their spirit, and their plan. You got to build your own system. You need a morning that sets the tone. That might be waking up 30 minutes earlier than you want to, starting with prayer or meditation, giving thanks before you ask for anything, reading a chapter from a book that grows you, setting goals instead of scrolling gossip. When you start with intention, the rest of your day starts falling in line. You move different when you start your morning with purpose. And let me tell you, your habits in the morning will determine how you handle what hits you later on. Now, don't get it twisted. I ain't saying you need a 27 millionaire morning routine with cold showers, 10-mile runs, and wheatgrass smoothies. No, man, this ain't about fancy. It's about focus. Just be consistent. Find what centers you, what gets your mind right, what sets your spirit straight, and then protect that time like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. See, your phone can wait. Instagram can wait. The emails can wait. But your peace, your vision, that can't wait no more. You've been putting yourself last for too long. Mornings are when you remind the world who you are before the world tries to tell you what you're not. I'll tell you something else. When you start your day with chaos, you attract more chaos. But when you start with clarity, peace, and direction, you start making decisions from a place of power, not pressure. You walk in rooms different. You handle problems different. You show up to life like you belong there. And guess what? You do. So don't sleepwalk through your mornings. Don't let your day control you. You control it. Get up with a plan. Get up with some fire. Get up and thank God. Get dressed with purpose and walk out your door like your name's already written on success. Because it is. The morning is yours. Own it. Every single day. The way you start will decide how far you go. Now listen, this one might sting a little. I ain't here to hurt nobody's feelings, but I am here to tell the truth. And the truth is, some of y'all are stuck because you won't let go of what's holding you down. And I ain't just talking about bad habits. I'm talking about people. Yeah, I said it. See, everybody ain't meant to go where you going. And some of y'all trying to drag folks with you who ain't even trying to grow. You ever try to pull somebody uphill who don't want to move? That's not a relationship, that's a workout. You exhausted, drained, frustrated, and they just sitting there like dead weight. Let me tell you something real. Loyalty is beautiful, but blind loyalty is dangerous. Just because you grew up with somebody or y'all been cool for years or y'all got history, that don't mean they belong in your future. Some people are only in your life for a season, and if you keep them around past their expiration date, they start to stink up your purpose. You ever open your fridge and smell something funky, but you don't know what it is? You're looking around like, what is that? Then you find that old container in the back, moldy, green, looking like science class. That's what some of y'all got in your life. Expired friendship, spoiled energy, moldy mindsets. But you keep holding on, hoping it gets better. It won't. Throw it out. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying be cold. I ain't saying ghost people. I'm saying protect your peace, protect your purpose. If somebody in your life is always negative, always draining you, always throwing shade when you shine, you got to ask yourself, why am I still giving them front row seats to my life? And it ain't just friends, sometimes family, sometimes the people closest to you. But here's the truth. Just because they share your blood don't mean they share your vision. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I love you, but I got to love you from a distance. Elevation requires separation. You can't climb with folks pulling on your ankles. You can't grow with folks who only see the old you. You ever notice when you start changing, start grinding, start leveling up, some folks get real uncomfortable? That ain't your problem. That's their fear. That's their insecurity. Don't shrink to make him comfortable. Stand tall and let him stretch up or fall off. You're not being mean, you're being wise. Your future's too important to keep inviting confusion into it. You got goals to hit, you got a calling to walk in, you got blessings to catch. And you can't do all that with dead weight slowing you down. So take inventory, look around, ask yourself, who in my life is pushing me forward and who's holding me back? Who celebrates me when I win and who gets quiet? Who challenges me to grow and who keeps feeding the old version of me I've been trying to escape? It might hurt, but it's necessary. Growth always costs you something. And sometimes the cost is comfort. The cost is closeness. The cost is cutting ties with folks who had access to the old you but don't respect the new you. Make peace with it. Say your prayers. Keep your heart soft, but your boundaries strong. And remember this, you're not leaving people behind. You're letting people go who already stopped walking with you. That's how you make room for the ones who are going where you're going. Let go of the dead weight and watch how much lighter, how much freer your journey becomes. All right, now let's get into it. I hope y'all been paying attention because this next one right here, this one gonna hit different. It's simple, but it's powerful. Matter of fact, it might be one of the biggest reasons folks stay stuck where they are. You ready? And you got to stop talking yourself out of your own greatness. See, most people ain't losing in life because they don't have talent. It ain't because they don't have the opportunity. It's because every time they get close to doing something great, they start doubting themselves. They start telling themselves what they can't do instead of speaking life over what they can do. You know what I'm talking about, that little voice in your head. The one that says you ain't good enough, or that dream too big, or what if you fail? That voice that reminds you of every mistake you ever made, every time you fell short, every time somebody told you no, that voice is lying to you. And the worst part, you believe it. You believe it more than you believe the truth. The truth that you were made with purpose. The truth that you've got something special inside of you. The truth that your past doesn't disqualify your future. But you let fear put a muzzle on your potential. You let self-doubt handcuff your destiny. Let me ask you this. How many times have you had an idea, a good one, and you got excited about it, but then you started thinking too much? You started overanalyzing, second-guessing, worrying what other people gonna say, and then you talk yourself right out of doing it. Ain't nobody tell you no, you told yourself no. Ain't nobody block you, you blocked yourself. Come on now. You better than that, you're stronger than that. But if you keep letting that voice of fear and doubt do all the talking, you gonna keep living below your potential. You gotta change the conversation you have with yourself. Instead of saying, I don't know if I can, you need to say, I'm built for this. Instead of saying, what if I fail? Ask, but what if I fly? Instead of saying, I've never done this before, try saying, that means I'm growing. You see what I'm saying? It's not just about confidence, it's about conviction. You gotta believe in your gift. You gotta trust the calling. You gotta walk like what you're praying for is already done. That's faith. That's courage. And let me tell you something else. Nobody successful got there by feeling 100% ready. Nah. They moved while they were scared. They started when they were nervous. They took the step without knowing how it was all going to work out. But they trusted the vision more than the voice of fear. That's what you got to do. Speak life over yourself. Encourage yourself. Hype yourself up if you got to. Look in that mirror and remind yourself who you are and whose you are. You ain't put here to be average. You ain't designed to play small. And don't wait on other people to approve you. Some folks ain't never gonna see your value because they can't see past their own limitations. That ain't your problem. Stop waiting for validation and start moving with boldness. You already got what it takes. You just gotta stop talking yourself out of it. Your greatness, it's not out there somewhere. It's already in you. But if you don't believe it, you'll never live it. So from this moment on, shut that voice of fear down. Start speaking victory, speaking favor, speaking progress, even if you don't see it yet. Because the moment you start speaking like it's already yours, that's the moment you start walking into everything you've been waiting for. Now let's go get it. All right, now lean in close on this one, because this one right here, this gonna speak directly to your grind, your journey, and your dream. You ready? Consistency beats talent every single time. Yeah, I know you're gifted. I know you're smart. I know you got ideas. I know you can cook better than anybody in your family. I know you're the funniest in your crew. You're the most creative, the most innovative. I know all that. But let me ask you something. What good is talent if you don't show up every day to use it? See, talent is cute. Talent is nice, but if you don't put in the work, if you don't stay with it, if you don't keep showing up when it ain't fun no more, you ain't going nowhere. You ever seen somebody less talented than you, less smart than you, but they out here win, and you sitting there like, how they doing it? I tell you how they showed up every day. While you was waiting on the perfect time, they was working. While you was making excuses, they was making moves. While you was talking about what you gonna do, they was already doing it. Consistency don't care about feelings. You're gonna have days you tired, days you irritated, days when everything in you wanna quit, but the ones who win, they show up anyway. They get up when it's uncomfortable. They work when it's inconvenient. They post the video when it don't get no views. They rehearse the speech when nobody's in the crowd. They write the book when nobody know their name. You gotta stop thinking that success is some magical event. It's not a lottery, it's not luck, it's not some random moment where the stars align and everything just falls in your lap. Nah, success is what happens when you do the same good thing over and over and over again, even when nobody's clapping. Let me break it down for you. A seed don't turn into a tree overnight. You plant it, you water it, you protect it, you wait, and you do it again and again. You might not see nothing for a while, but underground, roots are growing. Strength is building, foundation is setting. Then one day, boom, It breaks through the surface. That's your dream. That's your goal, but you won't ever see it if you keep stopping every time it gets hard, every time it gets slow, every time it don't go your way. You got to push through. Because if you only show up when you feel like it, you ain't never going to build nothing that lasts. Now, let me hit you with this. Discipline creates freedom. When you consistent with your work, your habits, your mindset, life starts open up. Doors start opening. People start noticing. Opportunities start showing up because now you got a track record. People can trust you. They know you show up on time. They know you bring quality. They know you're serious. You become undeniable. And let me tell you, when you become consistent, that's when the universe starts responding. That's when God starts moving. Because now you're acting like somebody who's ready for what you've been praying for. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be the best. You just need to keep going. One day at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time. Stack it, build it, keep moving. Even if it's slow, you keep chipping away, eventually that wall gonna fall. So stop starting and stopping. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop thinking you got to feel inspired every day. Just be consistent. That's where the power is. That's where the breakthrough lives. And when you stay consistent long enough, that's when the results show up. Loud, proud, and permanent. Let's get back to work. All right, now, this next one, gonna require you to be real with yourself. Real honest. Because if you don't get this part right, don't matter how much talent you got, don't matter how many connections you got, don't matter how many dreams you got written down on that vision board, it all gonna crumble if your mindset ain't in the right place. You gotta develop a mindset of growth, not defeat. See, life gonna hit you. I don't care who you are, where you from, what your background is, life don't care. You're gonna take some losses, you're gonna have some doors slammed in your face, you're gonna get told no so many times, you start wondering if yes even exists. That's just part of the game, but the difference between the people who make it and the people who quit is how they think. That mindset right there, that's everything. You ever seen somebody who just refused to give up? I mean, they fall down, but every time they get back up like it ain't nothing. You look at them like, man, how they do that? I tell you how. They train their mind. They built a mentality that says, I may not be there yet, but I will get there. You got to stop thinking every setback is a sign you should quit. It's not. Sometimes it's just a test to see if you really want what you said you want, a test to see if you can stay locked in when it ain't cute, when it ain't easy, when it ain't popular. A defeated mindset gonna have you talking like this. I guess this just wasn't meant to be. I don't think I'm cut out for this. Maybe I'm just not lucky like them. Nah, that ain't it. That's your fear talking. That's your insecurity running the show. But a growth mindset says, okay, I failed. Now what can I learn? It says that door closed. All right, where's the window? It says, I'm not there yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday. You got to stop taking everything personal. Everything ain't a punishment. Some of it is preparation. Some of it is positioning. Some of it is God rerouting you to something better than you even imagined. But you'll never see that if your mind always goes to the negative. If every time something go wrong, you spiral. If every time you hit a wall, you throw your hands up. You got to start asking better questions. Instead of, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of, I can't handle this, say, this is growing me into the person who can. Because here's the truth. Life don't get easier, you get stronger. And that strength, that starts in your mind. You build it like a muscle, one rep at a time, one challenge at a time, one hard day at a time. And let me tell you, when you got that growth mindset, you become dangerous. You become the kind of person who can't be stopped. Because even when life knock you down, you look up, dust off, and say, let's go again. You stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as the classroom. You stop seeing obstacles as problems and start seeing them as the path. You stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline. That's how you grow. That's how you change your life. So today, right now, you make the decision to flip that switch in your mind. Tell yourself, No more defeated talk. No more doubt. I'm thinking different now. Because once your mind changes, everything else follows. All right, now here we are. This is it, the final piece. And let me tell you something. This one right here, this one gonna separate the people who wish for change. It's simple, but it's where everything you've been learning, everything you've been trying to build, everything you've been praying for, it all gets put into action. You gotta be intentional every single day. Not every once in a while, not just on Monday because you feel motivated, not just on Sunday after you hear a good word, not just when life is smooth. Every single day you got to wake up with purpose, wake up with direction, wake up with a made-up mind that says, today I'm taking one more step toward where I'm supposed to be. See, people think change is this big dramatic moment, like one day everything just shifts all at once. But it don't work like that. Change is quiet, change is consistent, change is a choice. And you got to make that choice daily. You got to choose discipline over comfort. You got to choose growth over habits. You got to choose faith over fear. And listen, it ain't always easy, but it's necessary. You ever notice how easy it is to slip back into the old you? You don't even realize it sometimes. One lazy day turns into two. One bad decision turns into a habit. One, I'll do it tomorrow, becomes a whole month of not doing nothing. That's how fast it happens when you ain't intentional. That's why you got to have a plan. You got to wake up and ask yourself, what am I building today? Not what do I feel like doing, but what's going to move me closer to my dream. Let me break it down like this. If you got a GPS in your car and you don't put in a destination, where you going to end up? Nowhere. Just driving around, wasting gas, wasting time. That's what some of y'all do every day. No direction, just moving through life, hoping it all works out. But when you get intentional, that's when stuff starts shifting. You start eating different. You start talking different. You start surrounding yourself with different kinds of people. You start protecting your time, guarding your energy, using your gifts on purpose. Let me tell you, success don't happen by accident. It ain't luck. It's intentionality. You don't just stumble into greatness. You walk into it, step by step, choice by choice, day by day. Some of y'all been praying for change, and God's looking back like, I'm waiting on you to move. You want blessings, but you don't want to shift your habits. You want overflow, but you won't stop entertaining what's draining you. You want the promise, but you don't want the process. You can't just want better. You got to work for better. And that starts with being intentional. That means being mindful of how you spend your time. That means choosing who you let in your space. That means taking control of your attitude, your actions, your energy every single day, even on the days you feel tired, even on the days you don't feel motivated, even when nobody's watching. Because those are the days that define you. Those are the days that separate average from extraordinary. So from this moment forward, you make a decision. I'm no longer living by default. I'm living by design. You don't just wake up and see what happens. You wake up and make it happen. Because the life you want, the dream you've been chasing, it's waiting on the other side of your consistency and your intentionality. So go on now. Be intentional. Every move, every word, every day. Watch how your habits shift. Watch how your mindset changes. And watch how your whole life starts to rise up and match the version of you that you were always meant to be. Let's go finish the work.